Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to our What's New at TravelJoy Summer 2026 webinar. My name is Marissa, and I'll be your host today. I'm joined in the audience by a few friendly faces from the Joymaker team. Lenore, Chelsea, Heather, and Cody. They'll be hanging out in the questions tab to help provide answers as we move through today's session. We also have a few special guests from our team, our CEO and co-founder Dio, and Anna and Brandon from our product team, who will be joining us in just a bit to share some exciting updates. As always, we've been hard at work these past few months, not only building individual features, but pushing our mission forward to bring the joy back into travel planning. For too long, travel advisors have been forced to juggle too many tabs, too many tools, and too many to-dos just to keep their business running. Our vision is to give you a centralized digital platform that puts your CRM, itineraries, payments, and other tools in one place so you can spend less time on admin and more time creating amazing experiences for your clients. Today, you'll see the power of our newest tool, Magic Email. We'll also introduce you to recent releases, such as offering Arch Roamright travel insurance through TravelJoy, as well as small but mighty updates across our platform. The future of TravelJoy isn't just about adding more individual features, and it's about making your CRM, itineraries, payments, and automation tools even more powerful, more connected, and more intuitive, so that everything you need to run your business works together. That way, you can spend more time doing what you love, creating unforgettable trips for your clients. Before we begin, I'd like to go over some light housekeeping for today's webinar. This webinar will be recorded and sent to you by email following the conclusion of today's event. If I go a bit too fast, not to worry, you'll be able to review the recording later at your own pace. This recording will also feature the questions tab and chat box from today's webinar. You'll notice we have the questions tab open and questions are welcome. To submit a question, please use the questions tab just below the chat box. It's the circle icon with the question mark in it. We are expecting a very large crowd today, so we request that all questions be asked in the questions tab only, as questions asked in the chat tab may get lost quickly. We'll try our best to ensure you receive an answer to your question today. However, if we're unable to get to everything answered in the allotted time, please feel free to reach out to us using the blue chat button in the bottom right-hand corner of your TravelJoy account or email us at hello@traveljoy.com. And third, the updates you'll see today all started as advisor feedback and feature requests. We love hearing your ideas. They shape everything we work on. The best way to share them is by emailing us at hello@traveljoy.com, and we're happy to get that conversation started with the team from there. So take your notes and then send us an email so we can capture it all. With all this in mind, let's go ahead and jump in because we have a lot to cover today. To kick things off, I'd like to invite our CEO and co-founder Dio onto the screen.
All right. Thank you for kicking us off, Marissa. I am so excited to be with all of you today and show you what's new. Love seeing the activity in the chat. I saw someone from Oakland. I was like, Arva, we need to get coffee. You are in my hood. Before we get into features, I want to just take a step back and think about your day. What is taking up your time that shouldn't be? It's downloading all those PDFs, copying those details from supplier emails, formatting itineraries, tweaking the wording, moving information from one place to another. I saw it firsthand while growing up and watching my mom run her agency for years. I saw all the late nights. I saw the work she put in, and I see the work that so many of you put in and day out. And that is what continues to inspire us to work so hard on building TravelJoy for you all. You did not get into this industry to move information from a PDF into a proposal. That is not what the job should be. The job is knowing that the resort's north wing has better views, but you know what? It's actually going to be under renovation because you walked the property, you met with the GM just last month. It's being able to VIP your clients and send them those surprises along the way. It's also being so close with the supplier that they give you a heads up when a sold out option opens up because you've sent them dozens of clients. And so that is that magic that only you bring to travel. Everything else is that busy work that we are dead set on making disappear. So over the past year, we've accelerated that vision of flipping the model away from that busy work, obviously with the help of AI. Um, and so let's just take a step back. Let's look at how all these pieces connect and how each one builds on the last. Each release has removed a barrier. And when we start with Magic Importer, we removed that manual data entry. So instead of retyping every confirmation number, every date, every rate from a supplier quote or PDF, you upload that document and the details land in the right place. Next came along Copilot, and that really removed the cold start, the blank page problem. Instead of building everything from nothing, you describe the trip in simple, plain prompts and language, and you can get a polished, client-ready draft to shape. And most recently, we brought those two things together. So importing and building are no longer separate steps. Now you can hand that document to Copilot and the context around it in one single motion. To show you some of this in action, I would like to bring up Anna, everyone's favorite, a product manager here at TravelJoy, to show you how that works.
Thanks, Dio. You totally flatter me. Hey, everyone. Let's take a look. The power of having Magic Importer built into Copilot is that the steps to upload, build, and polish all happen at the same time. You no longer import in one place and then format and rewrite in another. After I upload a booking PDF by clicking this paperclip icon right here in Copilot and select an itinerary to upload, I can also now add context about the trip and make requests upfront. For example, I'm going to tell Copilot this is a slow-paced honeymoon, add daily recommended activities, and send that off. The context here is what makes the proposal yours. After you get a supplier quote, you can leverage Copilot to add in the interests and preferences that only you know about your client through building a relationship with them. Copilot is just taking the busy work of typing and polishing off your plate. I could also tell Copilot a wide range of things, like the client loves luxury and wellness, or they're adventure seekers, and the proposal it drafts will reflect that. Copilot helps you with so much more than just extracting data. It shapes a complete draft based on how you would actually plan the trip. It's not only doing the copying and pasting, it's also choosing relevant images, drafting an introduction, and adding more supplier details. And we can see that happening right in front of our eyes. Ultimately, you stay in control. Everything Copilot builds is a draft you review and edit before it reaches the client. For those who may not be familiar with Magic Importer, you can share everything from full itineraries to quotes to screenshots of flight schedules, and Magic Importer will be able to support that all. Now we can see that the proposal has that slow pace sprinkled throughout, like a slow beach day activity, and includes the recommended activities that I requested. All right, with Copilot and Magic Importer combined, I'm now able to create a complete draft of a custom itinerary with rich context from a quote in just one step. All right, Dio, back to you.
Thank you, Anna. Love seeing the updates that have been coming to Copilot. It is getting more powerful every week. And, it's quickly becoming some of the tools that advisors tell us that they love the most. Here's one quote that really stood out to us. It saves so much time, it feels criminal. I love that, Angela. But as we do with everything, we examine the steps, we figure out where we can remove the friction. And with Magic Importer and Copilot, this is no exception. As we watched advisors use them, we realized there were still manual steps that we could remove from the process. Downloading the PDF, saving the PDF, opening TravelJoy, finding the right trip, opening the proposal, and then uploading the PDF. It's not just all those manual steps, which there are a lot. It's the context switching that adds up that wears you down. So we asked one simple question: what if we could remove all of those steps entirely? So much of this busy work is already coming at you a million miles an hour in your inbox. The quote from the DMC, the flight confirmation, the update to the flight confirmation, it is all landing there already. So instead of asking you to bring all of that information into TravelJoy, we asked, what if TravelJoy could meet you where you're already working, your inbox? And so just a week ago, we announced our latest evolution for removing that busy work, Magic Email. It allows you to turn an email into a proposal or itinerary in seconds. No new interfaces to learn, no prompting. And I'm going to bring Anna back up to show you just what that looks like.
Thanks, Dio. Let's dive back in and see Magic Email in action. I'm starting with this confirmation email that I got from a supplier earlier today. Normally, this is where I would need to take this PDF, download it, go into TravelJoy, find the right trip, and upload it, just like all those steps that Dio was walking us through. These steps add up to be a lot of busy work, especially when you multiply this by multiple trips that you're managing. Instead, now, I can simply forward the email to magic@traveljoy.ai. Magic Email examines everything in my email, including all attachments, like this itinerary that's attached, to find relevant trip information. It'll turn all of that info into a client-ready proposal or itinerary. It's also going to match my email to a traveler and trip if they're already created in TravelJoy. And not to worry, you'll always be asked to confirm before anything is built. So ultimately, you still have that control. When you forward that email, you can add a wide range of details. You can include traveler names if they're not already listed, or trip dates. So feel free to use that forward to your best advantage by adding in any additional context that you'd like. I got that reply from TravelJoy. Magic Email has found a trip and client that already exists, which I think looks great. So I'm going to go ahead and create that proposal by clicking the blue button. And while that loads, I'll also show you in this email that you don't need a trip created already. You can always choose to create a trip after you forward an email. All you need to do is click this blue button down below to either create a new trip or select a different trip to add your proposal to. So again, you can always still pick your own path here and make sure that proposal is created in the right place. All right. As always, Magic Email is helping you create a comprehensive first draft here, like we can see that being built right in front of our eyes. You review and edit before anything reaches the client. So no download, no upload. I didn't have to click on any files. I simply went from my inbox to this finished itinerary draft, not having to navigate around TravelJoy, not even to having to type in any prompts to Copilot. This itinerary has all the details from my email with that daily schedule that we saw in the itinerary. It added images as well to some of the activities, and as well as drafting an introduction right up at the top. All right, thanks to those who have already tried Magic Email and shared feedback. We've heard so much love over the past week already since we've launched it. We've heard Sarah say, "I'm seriously loving Magic Email. I didn't realize how much I needed it," which I love to hear. Janine says, "I can do it right from my phone." That's exactly how we've designed Magic Email, is that even when you're on the go, wherever you are, you can quickly get the proposal drafted. And Melissa says, "A proposal was created in minutes for me to review. This saved me so much time and effort." And that's exactly what we set out to do with Magic Email, transforming hours of work into mere minutes. We're also working on some refinements based on feedback we've heard from advisors so far, like ensuring details don't get missed and making sure all items are added in the right order. We're really loving all of the responses we've gotten, and we're excited to keep making Magic Email better from here. So if you're working on the go from your phone's email app like Janine, Magic Email is there to help. If you're at your desk in TravelJoy's Proposal Builder, Copilot, and Magic Email, they're there to be your assistant. Wherever you are in your workflow, there's a path for you to transform a source document into a beautiful custom client proposal in moments. All right, I'll hand it over back to you, Dio.
Awesome. Love seeing the activity in the chat. Thank you, Anna. So as you can see, AI at TravelJoy is not just another feature. We are building it to work the way that you already work. We want to give you the most powerful tools and make them simple to pick up and simple to supercharge your workflow. We feel like you shouldn't have to learn a library of AI chat prompts or even wrestle with a new complicated interface to get that value from it. It should naturally fit into the workflow you already have, quietly handling all those repetitive parts while your expertise stays front and center. Hopefully, as you saw, every release has removed one more barrier for you, whether that was manual entry, that cold start, blank page problem, and now even that upload itself. And we've got a ton more planned with Magic Email, so stay tuned and please keep sending over that feedback. We ultimately believe that our vision is that there is an opportunity to 10x advisor productivity. We believe an advisor doing $1 million a year should be able to do 10 million with the same effort, not by working harder, but by eliminating all the busy work that technology should have handled all along. That is the future that we are building towards. And now, to get back into more of those demos, I'm bringing up Marissa to show you what else is new. Take it away, Marissa.
Thank you, Dio. We're loving all of the buzz and excitement around Magic Email. Next up, let me just get my screen shared here. We'll be showing you a few more useful tools that have been introduced over the past few months. We've added a few new tools to Copilot to make building proposals and itineraries even easier. You now have more control over the photos you import, the ability to pull in real restaurant details, and the option to select cruise staterooms before they're added to your library or itinerary. Let's dive into what each of these looks like. So we'll start with that photo selection. I have here my proposal built out. Let's say we finally decided what hotel we're staying at, and we'll ask Copilot to add it. Before, we would have to go in, maybe manually delete a bunch of photos that were automatically imported. Now you'll see this pop-up comes on. You can either skip it, choose to add all the photos, or you can click that choose photo buttons, deselect all of them, and just choose the ones that work for you. Another thing about this photo tools, it's not just in Copilot. If you add a hotel item manually using our hotel search, this will also happen. You'll be able to select the photos. No more manually deleting photos. You can choose the ones you want and add them right there. Next up, we have the restaurant. So we now have the ability to use Copilot to add restaurant details, and it'll give them all that they need to know for the restaurant. Go ahead and add a dinner to our itinerary. No more researching what addresses, all of that stuff. Copilot does it for you. You'll see it added that dinner, and if we click into it, put the restaurant name, address, date, phone number, and a brief description, all without you having to do that yourself. Last up, we're going to need to create a new itinerary to show you this one. We are going to show you how to do a stateroom selection prior to Copilot importing all the details for you. So we'll go ahead and use that create button, create a smart proposal, and let's go ahead and add a prompt for that for a Norwegian cruise. When we send that in, while the stateroom wouldn't automatically go in, so you would have to go in and find it later on, you're going to see it's going to allow you to choose that before it even imports any information. So we'll choose that stateroom, find the one that your client is using, and click that add staterooms button, and it's going to import the entire cruise itinerary with the correct stateroom for you. Next up, we're excited to share that Arch Roam-Right travel insurance can be offered directly through any invoice, smart proposal, or group booking page. No more chasing waivers or tracking down policy quotes. With TravelJoy's Arch integration, offering travel insurance is built right into your workflow, and your commissions will flow through your host just like they normally do. Today, I'll demonstrate how to add Arch insurance to an invoice within TravelJoy. So we'll go back to our main trip page here, go to those trip files, and into our invoice. Down under the payment schedule, you'll see there's the option to add that trip insurance. We'll go ahead and click that add insurance. Make sure all of the information is correct, and even add an additional traveler if needed. Go ahead and pick our destination, which is Italy. And you can adjust the trip cost if needed, and it'll also display what the cost of the client's going to be. Once you click that add to invoice button, it's going to show you in preview mode what this looks like to your client. No, it's not. So sorry about that, but you'll see it was added. And if we click preview, we can see what that looks like to your client. You'll have the option to protect their trip or to not, right there within their invoice. Once your client completes their purchase, you'll both receive a confirmation email and can find related policy documents under the Trip Files tab. You can learn more about how to set up Arch insurance on your account, as well as how to add it to supplier smart proposals and to any group booking page by clicking on the link I'm about to post into the chat here. And there is that link for you. If you're interested in learning more, you can go ahead and use that to dive more into that insurance feature. Okay, let's talk about message drafts. Maybe you started an email and you need to finish it later. Now you can save drafts on individual trips and pick up right where you left off. Let's see how that works. We go back to our messages tab here. We'll go ahead and start our message, and you can manually type it, or you can select a message template, which I'll go ahead and do here. Maybe we're going to do an out of office, but we're not ready to quite send it. May not be right, want to add dates, whatever it may be. You'll see here, you can have that save draft button. And when you click it, you'll be able to find that email as a draft in your emails, in your message thread here. Go ahead and click the actions button, and you can delete it, or you can edit and resend it when you're ready. No more losing train of your thought and having work disappear. Using message drafts safely keeps your email intact so that when you come back to it, it's ready to go. Now, another fun little update to share with you. When a trip is archived, a tag is now going to show in that search bar. So let's go ahead and search for a trip here. And you'll see now that there's an archive tab if the trip's archived. This allows you to very easily see what's an active trip and what's an archived trip when you're searching for your trips using that search bar. Next up, we've got a sneak peek at something exciting coming soon, an easier way to reconcile commissions directly from your commissions and sales report. Brandon from our product team is going to walk us through how it works and what to expect.
Hey there, I'm Brandon from the product team, and I'm excited to share 2 related features, statements and team payouts, that we'll be releasing to an expanded beta shortly. We designed these specifically for team owners to help you reconcile commission statements that you receive from suppliers to figure out how much to pay your team members for any given time period, whether that's weekly, bi-weekly, however you do your commission payouts. Let me show you how this works. So here I am in reports statements, and I'll go ahead and create a new statement. And let's say I got a payment from Marriott, and to keep it simple, I'll just say it was a $40 payment, and let's imagine there was only a single line item on it. One quick note for this demo, I'm here pretending to be the team owner, but you'll actually see my name as the team member. So I just wanted to clarify that. So then to add invoice items to this statement, I'll go ahead and search invoice items. And we've improved the search to make it easier to find invoice items across your entire team. So I'll type in Marriott, and you'll notice I can search on a specific invoice field, but if I just want to search across all fields, I can go ahead and hit enter, and it'll show me invoice items that match. So here I can see one that matched for Brandon. I can check its details to see, yeah, this generally looks right. So I'm going to go ahead and add it to the statement. And he said that he expected $30 commission. I actually received 40. So I'm going to go ahead and type in $40 as the collected amount. And now the statement's reconciled. The total collected amount matches the total for all the invoice items that I've collected. We know that many of you get statements that have 10, 12, even more line items on them from your suppliers. And so our goal is to make this as efficient as possible. So we'd love to hear your feedback about how we can make this faster for you. But for now, the statement's reconciled, and I'm going to go ahead and figure out now how much to pay him for this time period. So I'll go into team payouts. And this is where I can see for all my advisors how much I owe them. So this is the default time period, the last 2 weeks. I received the invoice today, or the commission today rather. We're seeing one item for Brandon, and I can see the details for this here. So if I click on this, I'll see one invoice item with commissions collected in that time period. And then the Marriott stay shows me that I owe him $40 still. So let's say I do that wire transfer to him and it's all cleared, it's all marked as paid. And now I have no amount remaining to be paid. So our goal here is for you to have one view to see all your team members and how much you owe each of them, again, for that time period. So that's the gist of statements and team payouts. We know this doesn't necessarily yet solve all the use cases that you've asked about, but this is our first step toward trying to make this whole process a little easier. So we'd love to hear your feedback. One other quick thing I want to note is that we've made a lot of backend changes to make the reporting numbers more consistent and reliable across all the different summary views. So we'll also be rolling that out in the near future, and there won't be any updates needed on your end. Please feel free to share feedback, and we hope to hear from you soon. Thanks so much.
And as Brenda mentioned, those features are still in beta and will be available soon. Now, if you've attended a What's New webinar before, you know that we love to end with a few little surprises, and today is no different. We do indeed have a little more magic up our sleeves. I'd love to welcome back Dio, who's going to show you a few exciting new things we're working on, especially for those of you who plan groups.
Thank you, Marissa. All right, I know we're covering a lot in just a short period. Just to recap, AI that meets you where you already work. We've got a huge level up to commission reconciliation. We've got Arch Insurance embedded in your workflow. And I was just breezing through the chat. I saw someone ask, is Faye going away? No, Faye's not going away. This is in addition. So you're getting additional options as we continue to invest in the platform. But before we fully wrap up here, I want to show you a few more things that we have been working on the groups side. And we've been hearing more and more from groups advisors about the things that cause the most manual work. And we wanted to talk about some things that are already in motion and our upcoming plans for these. So as always, at the end of these webinars, we like to give you a little bit sneak peek on what's coming. And so I want to talk about some of these features that are entering beta today. And so we were talking with an advisor who handles thousands of group guests a year on TravelJoy. And one of the most common questions she kept getting from her traveler was, can you send me my invoice? And it was just so painful to hear that she gets this question hundreds of times a year. And another advisor we spoke to wanted to basically queue up automatic emails that go out 25 days before their traveler trip started so that they could review those trip details without needing to ask their advisor for them. And so what we're going to demo here is 2 new merge fields that will help streamline these workflows. And so the first merge field that you will see is this ability to link the traveler to the next payment that they've got coming. And this is basically going to take you might have multiple invoices. This is going to take the active invoice that has the next upcoming payment on that trip. The second merge field is an itinerary link merge field, which will link the traveler to their itinerary. So with both of those, you can modify the text that goes into that template, but I'm just going to drop it in and show you how this works. So I'll go over to that test trip. We'll pull up that template. And as you can see, it drops in those links. And when we send that off, it will fill in the link to the invoice. And it will also fill in the link to the itinerary. So we'd love to hear how these streamline your workflow. We know it's going to be a massive game changer, not just for groups, but also for FIT individual trips that you are wanting to automate your workflow around. All right. Believe it or not, there's a few more things that we want to announce before we close out. So also coming to beta, you will now be able to price your groups in 3 new ways. And the first is a big one. This has been one of our most requested groups features. And at a conference a few weeks ago, speaking to an advisor who was already managing 70 groups on TravelJoy for 2027. And he was telling us that teen pricing was the single biggest thing preventing him from automating his booking flow. So I'm excited to announce that child pricing bands are now entering beta. So you'll now be able to configure those age bands right from your group booking page. You can set the rates, you can set the age ranges, you can even customize the labels that appear. And when your traveler books, they will select the number of travelers that meet and enter those ages, and the system will price it correctly from the start. So no more of those back-end pricing adjustments, the traveler confusion of people reaching out or workarounds that you had to do with add-ons. We hear you, and we are coming to the rescue. Next, we've heard you on how frustrating it can be to not have pricing on your group booking pages that matches the contracts you get from your suppliers. So we're excited to announce percentage-based deposits. This is the next phase in pricing those group booking pages. These can now scale with your occupancy in the way that flat amounts can't. And we know that this is going to just reduce the amount of time that it takes for you to set up those group booking pages and get those priced accurately. All right, and last but not least, more flexible custom payments. And we know that our initial release didn't quite make it, but what we've got coming now is the ability for flat amounts and percentage of total amounts on those custom payment schedules. And so hopefully with the 3 of these, you will be able to create those group booking pages even faster than you have before. We are just so excited to continue leveling up groups. Hopefully you can see the theme here is eliminating that busy work from your workflow. Thank you so much for all that you do and for sending us all of that feedback. It is what drives us. It is what motivates us. It is what inspires us to work so hard every day. If you would like early access and to help us shape these group features or even more of the things that are coming, there's a link in the chat to join that beta. And we would love to have you advise us on where you would like to see us take groups next. Okay, I promise that's all from me. We will see you next time. Thanks for all the energy and for showing up in the chat.
Thank you again, Dio. All right, folks, we are nearing the end of our scheduled session here today. Everything we shared today is a part of our bigger mission, bringing the joy back into travel planning. When your workflow is powered by joy, there's less busy work, more connection, and tools that just make your day-to-day a little easier. And as you've seen, so much of that comes directly from your feedback, so thank you for continuing to share it with us. I also want to share that the best way to review and stay up to date on everything new we've introduced is this What's New with TravelJoy guide, which I'm going to post in the chat right now. We regularly update this guide, so I highly recommend keeping an eye on it. I want to close things out by going over our help center and how to get in touch with the TravelJoy team, especially if your question was not answered today or if any questions arrive after we conclude. To access our help center, you can visit help.traveljoy.com or click the link I just posted in the chat. We have a lot of options to help get you going, the guides and everything there that you can find. We also have our live chat available, which is in the bottom right corner. There's a little chat bubble. You'll see it's a blue chat bubble. You can always reach out to us there. If you can't get a live person right there, rest assured that we will follow up via email. Finally, if you need to send us an email, you can always email us at hello@traveljoy.com, which I'm also putting in the chat right now. Thank you all again for joining us today. As mentioned, you will receive a recording of today's session by email about 5 minutes after the session comes to a close. Additionally, if you did not receive an answer to the question you asked during the session today, we'll follow up with you via email. I think I speak on behalf of the entire team in saying that these new features would not be possible without you and your feedback regarding what you need to successfully run your business using TravelJoy. Your suggestions are always welcome, so please do not hesitate to share them with us by using that blue chat button or by emailing us at hello@traveljoy.com. At this time, I'd like to ask any attending TravelJoy team members to join the stage for a quick wave goodbye. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.